All right, this right here is something I love talking about. It's cause and effect. See, when you're real evil, you do know what's going to happen when you cause something and the effect that it's going to have on society. Because the with the news, what they're doing to the masses, it's the same thing they've done throughout history with the news outlets. That's controlled. It's controlled by these people that own the world. Okay, and if you're going to control society, you've got to get rid of what is natural. You've got to get rid of this. You've got to get rid of what is natural. And what is natural? Cannabis and hemp. Okay? This hemp right here is wood. It can be used. We should be in a hemp industry right now. We should be like powerhouse hemp industry because the wood creates furniture. You don't have to mess with the trees because the trees are oxygen. The hemp was given to us for this and for the oils, for the medicines, the same thing with this. And this is so much more. It can be put in the foods because what you're made of is cannabinoids. How do you spell it? Cannabinoids. You've got that in your body. That's your anatomy is that. But this right here is alkaline. That's what that is. Alkaline is in this. There's 100,000 things that we can do with this. No shit. This should have never been. But see, when you cause, because the brain has to have alkaline, and what else is you don't know about is the 12 mineral or the 12 cell salts in your body, in your anatomy. You're made of 12. And when each one of these cell salts are deficient, then what it does is it creates, like potassium phosphate, a deficiency in the brain. It creates malnutrition of the body, and you're not taught that. Because you've never had alkaline. Because the alkaline is actually through the fruits, through the vegetables, through the raw foods, through the seeds. Dogs lick you, you got salt. The fruits, the vegetables, the raw foods, the seeds that come from the earth, it's electric. All right, it's electric and it's magnetic. It's electric and magnetic. Those foods are. And this and this. This. And the alkaline water, the spring wells. The mineral salts is the alkaline that all this is made up of, because when you find out that your pineal and your pituitary, that's electric and that's magnetic, and that's in your brain, right up here. It's up here. It's electric and magnetic. And you're just like a car. The car is designed off of you. The motor is the cerebrum. The transmission is the cerebellum. You've got the headlights being the eyes. You've got the battery. We've got a battery up here. And just like a battery in a car, our brain is corroded. Our brain cells are dormant. They're not active. They haven't been active. You were never taught about your anatomy. Y'all that know the medical field left and right and make a lot of money, you've learned a system designed around the eradication of all this. You eradicate this, and then we'll talk about it here in a second, but you eradicate what we're born to have, never teach it, never marinate it in somebody's head. That way when it's brought to the surface, no matter how old they are, they're going to dismiss it. Because this design, we've been in it so long, people don't ask questions. They don't ask questions because all this has been taken. Let me touch this right fast. The hemp, your government, okay? Govern means control and ment means mind. Means control of the mind. So when you eradicate this, it's easier to control the mind because of the deficiency. See, this is just like a plug. It's just like an electrical plug. This is plugged in. This is all plugged in. You know, this is plugged in is what it is. And then what happens is when you eradicate this, you unplug human beings. You unplug Christ as creation. You unplug us. Because all this is gone. We have no idea. The oil, you know, that comes from hemp and cannabis is actually produced in us and all this as well. Christ is always talking about it. The oil's within us. It's in us. And it's been corrupted through the eradication of this. But see, here's the deal is the cause is going to be this. This beast system that we're in. Okay, they have think tanks and they have board meetings. And they sat around and come up with ideas on how to destroy humanity slower. You know, how they can capitalize off poisoning us, creating the hospitals, creating this whole fucking world of lies. Because it's all it is. You eradicate what's natural. That shit saved my life. It can save your life. Get on those, it'll save you. Drink alkaline water, get it going back through your vehicle again, get it running good. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to stay silent. But they made you into that. They made you into it. It's not your fault. Okay? So what we had was this. Everything. Paper, toilet paper. You know, we should be growing our own, giving it to the government because we paid our taxes with hemp. And then they got what they wanted and said, oh, it's outlawed, and then built their prisons because it's ours. It's from God. Pills are not from God. So this is what's going to happen is once we eradicate all this, all right, and they own the school system because they ain't teaching none of it. Because you've got to bring about the pharmaceutical industry, which is pharmakia, which is sorcery, because you're Satan. You've got to get that going. So we eradicated that. So, and these are just an imitation of the, it's just an imitation of the plants as medicine. It's just an imitation. And it's not natural. It's not natural. It's, it destroys the liver. Any pill that's made that you swallow, it destroys the liver. The liver's the second stomach. The liver's supposed to process the electric and magnetic food that we eat. It's supposed to process it. It's supposed to go to it process it, and then it runs up and bam! And we can think better, breathe better and everything. Oh, I'm sorry. Here. Now, not only that, we're modifying the foods too. All right, we've introduced modified foods, sugars, Coca-Cola. You know, they control the alcohol. So you've got Budweiser. You know, you've got all these different things, and liquor and whiskey and alcohol is glorified. It's glorified in this land. So without the cannabis and hemp and like the 8,000 different kind of species of mushrooms that cure anxiety and everything for like 6 months at a time, but you create the anxiety. And then you take the pills that are shit, and then you think you're going to fucking get through a day, the same day that made you miserable, on poison to change that day that you created. Tell me how insane that sounds. Yeah, I want some pills. I want to keep doing the same thing that I'm doing, but I want to feel better about it. It's like, you're stupid. You know, so we've eradicated all this stuff. Now we've introduced the modified foods, the Coca-Cola, the McDonald's, because they've made us cannibals, really. I mean, we're not supposed to be eating as much meat as we're eating. So they've introduced the meat, you know, and which is modified. You know, because we're supposed to, if you eat the meat, you know, there's a process you go through by breaking that animal down into consuming it. You know, it having a life and everything. No, Chick-fil-A now, what Chick-fil-A does, the cause of Chick-fil-A is it's everybody needs chicken, right? And they're going to play they're for Jesus. But the chickens that they grow and whatever are don't even have life. They're raised in order to make money. And remember, the money is in us. It's the oil. But they've taken it out. and making that money the whole time. And that the chicken that we eat every day, it's not from God. It's not. You pray over food that is pumped full of hormones, modified substances, and everything else in the name of Jesus, in the name of making money. It's not real. And it's part of the pharmaceutical inquisition, because the same chemicals that are in the pills and everything are in the modified foods. They're in the beer. It's why some of us get hit with alcoholism. So the cause is you can't do moonshine and all that, or we're going to lock you up and put you in the prisons. But we're going to give you our brand and everything and make you accept it. And we have. But they know the more that they push it and glorify it, there's a lottery out here. All right? They already know that a lot of people are going to be hit with it. And I was one of them. I know people that not hit with it. But that's why the ones that are not hit with addiction, you didn't win the lottery. Those of y'all that's broke down, busted, and disgusted, you won the lottery, because you can see this system for what it is. Okay? They control it. If you make the alcohol and the wine and all that the way God wants you to, you're not going to be an alcoholic and abuse it. But once they made it illegal to do whatever you wanted to with it, control it, then they mass push the shit, put their stars out there drinking it, and then create the lies on TV like, yeah, well, they make choices, and then the families go, yeah, it's just a choice. No, it's not. Not when they force it out there. They already know there's going to be a percentage of them that's going to be hit with alcoholism, and it's going to cause separation in families, prison time. It's all a Ponzi scheme. But see, you eradicate everything this has no alkaline in it. No alkaline, no alkaline. No alkaline, no electric, no magnetic electricity going through that you consume every day. That you consume those pills and the modified foods, you destroy your liver. The same way y'all give alcoholics a hard time. You do it a little slower, it still fucks your liver up. Why do you think it's changed? Our structures have changed. We're so big, and the waist and our posture and everything. That's a Satan thing. Slowly, we're taking away what God gave you. We're giving you everything on the TV. Spoil them children, give them everything. And they do it on purpose. So now what we're looking at is this. So we've eradicated all that. We've identified the alcohol, how it's just a lottery. Those of y'all hit, you're lucky. Because the people that haven't, their program is intact. They're going to continue in their program from the Roman Empire. They ain't going to look nowhere, because the money they gave them that's fake as shit, and the possessions they have that Jesus is against, they're not wrong. My church is right. No, it's not. This is the church. This is the money all up here. Everything is inside of you, and Satan has taken it and put it out there, took the money, put it out here, possessions, want, image, and all that, status, careers. Look at me, I went to the universities, which is Saturn. It has nothing to do. It's all heliocentric Satanism. You've been in a design for a long time. This Gregorian calendar, this thing these Jesuits have set up that we're inside of, like this beast system, we are in Satan's fucking grasp. Sacrifices happen all the time, because people that die from taking these pills, whether ODing or accidentally ODing, that's a sacrifice. That's a sacrifice to whatever God it is that they summon, or whatever it is they do. Think about it. How many people die? How many people died today just from them getting a surgery and the doctor writing them prescriptions? Because you can't say, well, they're doing better, Matt. They knew what they were doing before they did it. And then they put the people out there and say, well, if this is the Lord's medicine, they need to take it the right way. There's no consequences with death with cannabis and hemp. You cannot overdose on it. You can't die. But these opiates and everything, you can. So when we get these opiates and benzos, okay, instead of the cannabis and hemp, cannabis can take care of the pain, all of it. That'll make it strong enough. Then you create what? Then you create the deaths. You create the funeral homes. You create the morgues. You create the careers based around the deaths of opiates and benzos from the eradication of the plants and hemp and everything. You create the fucked up climate and the ozone being climate change. And you poison the fucking earth with all their plastics and everything. And what you do is you create these careers based around the destruction of us because of the eradication of what God gave us. And then you, the dumb animals, go get careers and then say this is Jesus. And it's insane Because the cause happened a long time ago. And now we're dealing with the effect. Because what else blew up? Prisons. Prisons. That's the housing. That's the storage units for this corporation. They're going to lock you up in there. It's a big, big money business. And then the whole time they're behind the scenes structuring this new world order of COVID. Really, it's Satan making you obey. And truthfully, the cause of, look at this, the news. The news. What makes it real? It's not real. Prove that it's true. We can rip it in half. You can't. What the dummies will say is look, they're professionals at lying. See, you've been on everything that I've just talked about. There's a whole lot more, but we're trying to squeeze it in some. Your whole life has been under the influence of technology, of gadgets, of pills, of modified foods, movies, indoctrinating you into another fucking world that's not real. And you could be 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and however long you've had the technology, it's got you pulled in, and you cannot pull out of it. The effect from the cause prior to everybody being on TV and the news going, yeah, get these fat gadgets, we got to think about it. They rushed these in our hands. Think about it. Prior, the cause, let's get these phones in their hands. That's the whole thing about world control, is getting something to control every person on earth. So you cause COVID, okay? And one way to create the cause, is through the news and through the fake stories and shit. The cause is death and all this. But the effect through the news is fear, it's panic, it's, chaos, and it's not good because they created it, they caused it, and it's all in the name of the New World Order. It's all it is, New World Order. So, what they've done is for 100 years, close to it, they eradicated what actually saves our life and poisoned the shit out of us. Made us fat, addicts, alcoholics, gluttonous, sex addicts, every fucking thing. Gave us outlawed tobacco. You're free, Matt, but you can buy these cigarettes that create lung cancer. That's a choice. Go back and do your research. The same people were on TV going, hey, I smoke Lucky Strikes because they're all natural and they help you lose weight. Be sure to get some. And people went out and bought them because they knew they were addictive. They put the chemicals, the same ones in the pills and the foods, in those cigarettes to get people addicted. None of the lung institutes were around. They knew in time that everybody's lungs are going to be busted up, dying, and then they're created. Cause and effect. Do you see it? Knowing damn well we could be growing our own tobacco, making our own shit, saving money, but they can't have that because if you grow your own tobacco, cannabis, hemp, then you won't have to go buy them from the store. You're not going to get as sick. You don't have to go to their hospitals. If you grow your own cannabis and hemp, you got your own medicine, your mineral salts, growing your own food, you don't have to give them no money. That's not good. See, the cause, you take everything from them and make it all look good. Hey, look at us. Watch the news tonight. I'm right. Look at me. But I'm on fire. I cannot show you anything stronger than what I'm giving you. But for almost 100 years, they're eradicating everything natural. Now 3 generations have morphed into this fucking bullshit effect of dumbness. From being outside to going inside. Because of what? Because of the TV and because of the radio. Remember, when instead of filling our subconscious and conscious up with even the newspapers, they're all liars. The radio was the big thing, though. People can't read the thing here, so they believe everything. And then the generation, that's real, Matt. But they should have been on the radio going, we're going to teach you how to grow cannabis and hemp. You'll never get sick. Grow the hemp for all the lumber you need for your house so you can build it. Whatever you need. No, this society we're in, you got to go buy it. Home Depot and Lowe's should fucking be eradicated. It should. Everything they sell in there kills the fucking earth. It kills it. We don't need that shit. We can grow hemp and not have to fucking do nothing. And create our own processing plants and allow us to get rich. Take the government's money, They created it. It ain't gonna happen though, because this same people that gave you that made what saved my life illegal are the same ones that say they freed slaves, but yet what they did was created the cities. We'll say here's the cities, here's a few cities, in America. And what was it? It was the projects. And whites too. There was very poor whites as well. But the thing is about the blacks and slavery. And what it is in these cities right here, when you're, seriously, look at all the land. Look at all the land we got. Why couldn't any group of people, any culture, any beings and spirits, why do you got to bunch them all up? Well, in time, it creates a lot of, in the subconscious, a lot of anger. Because the same fuckers that did this to me, or did it to black people, did it to women, did it to everybody throughout the course of history, owned slavery and all that. You would have spread everybody out. You would have taught everybody how to farm. You would keep cannabis and hemp going. But no, we've got to get rid of all of it. Bunch everybody up in the cities. Create the lights to where nobody can look up at the zodiac. Create the false prophets in there. Get them generationally into a lie. Into this religion of fucking chaos, what it is now. But that's the thing. You build the nightlife eventually, and then get everybody coming there, and then you shut the world down. But for 100 years, you eradicate what's natural. You make everybody sick. Everybody's got symptoms. Well, here's the thing is when the cause is you get rid of everything, make everybody sick generationally, and then when you want to control the world with a fake virus, you tell them, because you already know everybody's obese, addicts, gluttonous, and everything else, and they're fucking way beyond out of physical and emotional and mental shape. So they're going to have symptoms because they've poisoned themselves their whole life, generationally, prior. It's there. It's right in front of you. If you're in the medical field watching this, you have to fucking do your research, but you're in there with these Jesuits, and they know exactly what I'm bringing. I'm sure they're like, if they get to see this video, they're like, wow. Because I am a Jesuit, because I went through their system, and I took notes, and it's actually, very structured. Hitler said he learned everything he knew from the Jesuits. He learned a lot from them. But I mean, it's like I came from the hospital bed, so I was in the beast belly of the system, and I came out through God's, not just grace, but through his fucking anger, because nobody's doing anything. Nobody's standing up against these false prophets. Nobody's standing up against this deep state government. These Democrats, that's communism. That's what it is. It's fucking communism, full-blown slavery. We're about to be there, wear a fucking mask, be a fatty, be a junkie, have sex, suck each other off, pop each other in the asshole, spill as much semen, men, boys, girls, as you can. Drink, eat pills, modified foods. It's not good, guys. Y'all are taking up for that. I'm telling you, we got to grow it. We got to get back to fucking shape. Bring Christ back. We got to get it. Man, you're crazy. You've been in it. You've been in it. There's a whole lot more of cause and effect. You create the TV, there's a cause. The effect is you lie. You lie. And the effect is people believe it. And then they become all fearful and everything and obey, just like a slave. Remember, your commerce, you've got a commerce slave birth certificate, so it should make sense. This slave system we're in is all their bullshit modified everything. Christ is all natural. All natural, baby. Where y'all prayed for, but it's too much. Oh, God, we didn't pray for all that. Yeah, you did. And it's not bad. What I'm telling you about what's inside of us is not bad. Because then it would make it more realer. Because the same way all this happens above us, happens inside of us. This is heaven and there's heaven up there. This is the firmament and that's the firmament. This is the Most High, there's the Most High. Yeah, it's fucking real. Mountain Dew, the dew that's in the claustrum, the pia mater, it's up there at the mountain, the dew. Well, we drink Mountain Dew. Well, Mountain Dew kills that electric and magnetic energy. Yeah, and they mock us. Everything we do kills it. Everything. All of it. Mineral salts. You didn't know them. People in the medical industry are like, oh, I don't know what that is. It cures everything. I don't know what that is. It cures everything, so we don't need you. But I still love you. But you're fucking stupid because you're allowing your education to be better than me. And you claim Jesus. That's sick, man. You're taking that with you to where I ain't listening to them. He was a fucking alcoholic. I lived in the system. Lived in it. And I came out with God's help and an army, black people, white, brown, cops, you know, fucking badass people too. And they don't want you to let this get out. I'm on fire.